So, these are the first of the 3 lectures on the famous work Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya. So, this gives the outline. So, introduction, importance of Leelavati, then arithmetical operations which he considers, and some particular methods which are he considers as important, then solution of quadratic equations. So, then like in many other texts, earlier texts, mixtures, then combinations and progressions, and finally plane figures with application to right angles specifically. Bhaskaracharya was perhaps the most well known among the ancient Indian astronomer mathematicians. So, most people would have heard his name in India at least, and he is designated as Bhaskara II to distinguish him from his predecessor, his namesake Bhaskara I, who lived in the 7th century. So, according to his own statement in the work Goladhyaya, which is a part of his famous work Siddhanta Shiromani, he was born in the Shaka year 1036, or which corresponds to 1114 Common Era. So, he also adds that he came from Vijayavida near Sahyadri mountain. So, some people speculated that it was Bijapur in northern Karnataka, but many others do not think so. For instance, the famous historian of mathematics, Indian mathematics and astronomy, Shankara Balakrishna Dikshit, who wrote famous work on Indian astronomy and mathematics in the 20th century beginning, he feels that the Bhaskara's original home was Patan in Khandesh. Khandesh is a part of Maharashtra, and there is an inscription here which lists his grandfather, father, son and grandson, whose names are Manoratha, Maheshwara, Lakshmidhara and Changadeva respectively. So, Bhaskara's Leelavati is a standard work of Indian mathematics. It is a Pati or Pati Ganita. So, elementary mathematics covering arithmetic, algebra, geometry and mensuration. In fact, we will see that there is at least one result on trigonometry also in this work. And what is important is that it is still used as a textbook in Sanskrit institutions in India, like the Jyotisha courses and things like that. So, they use Leelavati, and it was composed around 1150 Common Era. There are many commentaries on this famous work. There is one by Parameshwara around 1430 CE. So, then one of the most famous ones which explains Leelavati in considerable detail is Buddhi Vilasini of Ganesha Daivagna, composed around 1545. So, there is a commentary by Suryadasa, then one by Munishwara around 1635, then one Ramakrishna, commentary by Ramakrishna around 1687. And according to R.C. Gupta, a well known historian of Indian mathematics, the best traditional commentary is Kriya Kramakari, composed around 1534 of Shankara Warrior, and is thought that he could not complete it, and it was completed by one Mahisha Mangala Narayana, who compiled this after the demise of Shankara. So, this is a very detailed commentary. Some of our colleagues are working on this detailed work. The number of commentaries and versions in regional languages like Kannada, Telugu, etc. And now, of course, there are a lot of literature available in Leelavati in other languages also, Hindi and so on and so forth. There are 3 Persian translations are known. One of the famous one is Abul Fayed Faidi, so it is around 1587 CE. So, my lectures are based on Colebrook's translation, which he did in the 19th century beginning, based on the original Sanskrit text and commentaries with notes by H.C. Banerjee. Now, of course, there are many other accessible works on Leelavati. For instance, there is a work by Naimpalli, S.L. Singh and Patwardhan, published by Motilal Banarsidass. So, that is fairly easily accessible and easy to comprehend. And there are many other books on Leelavati in the regional languages, I mean which are modern, which explain things in the modern notation and others. I for instance know one work in Kannada. So, there must be in other languages also. Now, there are other works of Bhaskara, Bija Ganita, which is also very famous work, which will be discussed later in this lecture series. So, then Siddhanta Shiromani, which is comprising two parts called Graha Ganita and Goladhyaya. Sometimes, of course, Siddhanta Shiromani, people talk as if that composed of four parts, Graha Ganita, Goladhyaya, Leelavati and Bija Ganita. So, anyway, in the this is why here I am referring to the astronomy part, which is Graha Ganita and Goladhyaya. There is another work called Karana Kutuhala, who where he makes some corrections to the parameters for the planets, composed around 1183 Common Era. So, Leelavati has rules and lot of examples in about 270 verses. The chapter 1 is on weights and measures. So, which is there in many other works also, they will discuss the weights, and measures of time, measures of length, measures of volume and so on, and then money denominations. And there is a numeration up to 10 to the power of 14. So, then he discusses 8 operations of arithmetic, addition and subtraction, then multiplication. So, suppose you have a number a1 to an, if you multiply by b, then multiply an by b. I am sorry, this you should replace capital A by capital B here. Yeah, multiply an by b, an minus 1 by b, etc., and add all of them. Of course, taking into account the place values, because here an corresponds to an itself. The an minus 1, you see here, that will correspond to 10th place, right. So, you have to take this into account. Then if you have a number a, then multiply by b plus c, then ab plus ac, all these things are stated, See, this is a modern algebra, all these things are stated, it is called a distributive law. So, it is interesting that they, take, they are careful about these things. We saw that in Ganita Sara Sangraha also. So, then sometimes it may be simpler to write a into b as ax into b by x, where x is a factor of b, and carry on the multiplication. Then if you have a into b, then sometimes it may be easy to write it as a into b plus minus c minus r plus c. So, which is equal to a into b plus minus c minus r plus ac. So, then if you have division, you remove common factors. Okay. So, squaring, square roots, etc., I will not spend much time upon that, because earlier works were considered in great detail here in this lecture series. So, for instance, if you have this an plus etc. an whole square, so then it is equal to an squared, you write first, then 2an into all the rest of the other digits, okay, and or rather this is not this thing is just the a1 plus etc. I am not writing a number as such, the sum of these things. So, it is 2a1 into a1 plus etc. Of course, decimal place system is in the background, in the back of this thing. And then similarly, next is you take up an minus 1, square this, and then multiply twice of that, and multiply with the other numbers, and so on. And specifically, if you have 2 digits, so then a plus b whole squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Then a squared, sometimes it is convenient to write it as a plus b into a minus b plus b squared. So, that depends upon the particular situation, where this may be simpler for manipulations. So, then square root he takes and explains the method of extracting the root. Similarly, in this 23, 26 he takes the cube and he takes an example. So, then he takes the cube root, which is standard Indian method, which we already discussed in the context of Aryabhatiya and Ganita Sara Sangraha. So, fractions, so sometimes it is convenient to reduce them to common denominator. Suppose you have a by b and c by d. So, a by b is written as ad by bd, and c by d is written as cb by db. So, the common you multiply the denominators basically. Of course, for many other numbers you carry on like this. if it is specifically it is mentioned that if A by B into C by D, etc., etc. So, multiply all the numerators and divide by product of all the denominators. Then this kind of a thing, suppose you have A by B, then the fraction C by D of A by B, then the fraction E by F of this resultant. So, like that. So, this is considered in many this kind of a representation for many problems. It is considered in the Indian works, and similarly G by H into this whole thing. So, then that is equal to, it is stated, he gives the simplified form A into D plus C into E plus F into G plus H, etc., divided by the all the denominators, basically product of all the denominators. Then you consider division of fractions. So, A by B divided by C by D is AD by BC. Okay. So, next he considers operations with 0. Yoge kham kshepa samam vargadau kham khabhajito rashihi khaharaha syat khagunaha kham khagunash chintyascha sheshavidhau shunye gunake jate kham haraschet punastada rashihi avikruta eva gnayas tathaiva khena unitascha yutaha. In addition, 0 makes the sum equal to the additive. In involution and evolution, the result is 0. A definite quantity divided by 0 is a submultiple of naught. The product of 0 is naught, but it must be retained as a multiple of 0 if any operations impend. 0 having becoming a multiplier should not afterwards become a divisor. The definite quantity must be understood to be unchanged. So, likewise, any quantity to which 0 is added or from which it is subtracted is unaltered. So, what of course he is saying is that suppose you have A plus or minus 0, then that is equal to A, so that A remains unchanged. Then A by 0 he calls it kahara, a fraction with cipher on its denominator. He does not go explain that in great detail here, because he considered these things in his Bijaganita, operations with 0 are considered in more detail in his work Bijaganita, but he just says that he is kahara, and Ganesha Daivagna in the commentary mentioned that it is an infinity. So, remember there was a confusion about that in Ganita Sarasangraha. Now it is clear. So, then A into 0 is 0. Then what happens when A into 0 by 0? But it must be retained as a multiple of 0. Further operations impend. See, suppose A into 0, then do not just put it equal to 0, because afterwards some division by 0 may be there. So, you retain that 0 having become a multiplier should not afterwards become a divisor. The definite quantity must be understood to be unchanged. Perhaps he is saying that A into, suppose you have multiply by 0 and divide by 0, that is A itself. So, it is not very clear in this context. This will be explained in detail later, but now of course we know that you can't just put it as A, it is indeterminate, 0 by 0. That depends upon the way the 0 by 0 comes, but here the confusion is there. It appears as if he is writing it like this, so we do not know, which is not correct.
So, what is the distinction between cipher and not?
Here I don't have any this thing, and here not means should no, that is a translation, in fact it could be the NOT itself, yeah, that is a peculiarity of his translation. Maybe he emphasizes it, ought and not kind of thing, probably, yeah. Then he considers what is known as the inversion method to find the solution of a problem. So, this is what he says: chedam gunam chedam vargam moolam padam krutim runam swam samrunam kuryat drushye rashi prasiddhaye atvasvamshadike kone tu lavadyone haroharaha amshastva vikrutastra vilomo shesha muktavat. So, to investigate a quantity, one being given, make the divisor a multiplier and the multiplier a divisor, a square a root, etc., etc. Okay. So, what he is trying to say, we should understand what he is. If you see some example, it will be clear. So, that is, if you are saying some operations are carried out and then the result is given, okay. Then what is that original number? So he is saying that you have to go in the inverse manner. So by when I deal with the example, it will be clear. So for instance, he gives one example in verse 49. Yes trigna stribhi anmitah swacharanaihi bhaktah tata saptabhi swatremshena vivarjitah swagunito hino dvipanchashata tanmule ashtayute hrute cha dashabir jatam dvayam bruhitam rashim vetsihi chanchalakshi vimalam vame viloma kriyam, inversion, do it the other way kind of a thing. So chanchalakshi, pretty girl with tremulous eyes, if thou know the correct method of inversion, tell me the number which multiplied by 3 and added to 3/4 of the product and divided by 7 and reduced by subtraction of half a third part of the quotient and then multiplied into itself and having 52 subtracted from the product and the square root of the remainder extracted and 8 added and the sum divided by 10 yields 2. So this is the final result, okay. So he had done various operations on the number, the final result is 2, then what is that number? You see, that is what he is this thing, okay. So essentially he is saying, if you translate that verse into our an equation, we know familiar with this writing equations in this form. So what he is saying, take 1/10, so x is there, so x into 3, okay. So then you are 1 minus 3/4 multiplied by that, 1/7 is there, 1 minus 1/3 is there, the whole thing square. See, that is what he is saying, right, which multiply by 3 and added to 3/4 of the product and divided by 7 and reduced by subtraction of half a third part of the quotient and then multiplied into itself, right. So that is what it is. Then you subtract minus 52, then take the square root of that, then add 8, then divide by 10, that is 2. So now what he is saying, to find the answer, you do it the reverse way. So you take 2 is the answer, you take that, then see here 1/10 was given in the problem. So now you take it as 10, 2 into 10. So addition 8 was there, here you minus 8, okay. So then next the square root is there, then you have to take the square root, then minus is here, here you take plus. So then here 2/3 is there, you make it as 3/2, then here you see the whole thing is 7/4, so write it as 4/7, and here 3 is there, 1/3, so this whole thing is equal to the answer, which is 28. So I mean this is inverted, see 2, when you take in the modern way you take it into 10, right, 10, then minus 8, right, then square root of this number is 2 into 10 minus 8, then you have to take the square of that this thing, so you have to take the square, so like that. So that is the inverse method. So then another method called rule of supposition or false position. I mean these are somewhat implied in the modern methods, but here explaining it in explicitly. So suppose this is the following, what he is trying to say is the following. Suppose you have some operations you do on some number x, okay, we do not know that number x, operations you do it on the number x and you get the result y, okay, you know y, so you have to find x. So what he is saying, that take any number x prime, okay, and do all these operations a on that, okay, and then suppose you get the result y prime, so then the result will be x prime by y prime into y, so that is by rule of proportions. Of course here you should be doing only squaring etc. should not be there, it should be what is a linear operation, otherwise you will not get this. So what he is trying to say is, then if you take the number, some example, it will be clear. Panchagnaha, this is an example he is giving, Swatribhagono Dashabhaktah Samanvitaha Rashid Tremsharda Padaihi Syat Ko Rashid Yuna Saptatihi. Rashid Yuna Saptatihi. What is that number which multiplied by 5 and having the third part of the product subtracted and the remainder divided by 10 and 1/3 a half and a quarter of the original quantity added gives 2 less than 70. See here multiplied by is 5, so I write it as multiplier 5. Third part of the product subtracted, subtractive 1/3 of itself, then remainder divided by 10, divisor is 10, then added 1/3, half and quarter, 1/3, half and quarter of the quantity is added. Okay. So now so finally what you get is 2 less than 70, so 68, 68 is y, you have to find x. So now take x prime is equal to 3, you do all these operations on x prime. Okay. So multiply by 5 into 3 is 15, then having the third part subtracted, 1 minus 1 by 3 into 15 is 10, then divide by 10, 1 by 10 into 10 is 1, then add third part of the 1 by 3, half and 1 by 4, add all of them and multiply by the number. So, you have taken it as 3 and then add 1, okay, add it. Okay. So, 17 by 4, this is y prime. So, if you start from 3 you get y 17 by 4. So, if this quantity, the original quantity is 3, then the result is 17 by 4, but if the result is 68, what is the original quantity? It is just a rule of proportion. So, x is y into x prime by y prime. So, 68 into, so whatever you took, the supposition 3 and got whatever result you got, you divide by this, then multiplied by the result. So, this is 48. So, one gets 48. Of course, x prime you can take anything, instead of x prime is equal to 3, you can take 6 or 60 or whatever, you can do that. Similarly, correspondingly y prime will change. So, then x prime by y prime into x prime, so that will be the same quantity into result, that will be the same quantity. So, that is the, so now it is called the rule of false position. So, now he discusses what is known as Sankramana. So, it is a very standard thing, only this kind of things comes various places at various places. So, that is what they are stating is yogontarena una yutarditastho rashi smrutho sankramanaksha metat. So, what he is saying that sum with the difference added and subtracted being out gives the two quantities. This is termed concurrence or sankramana. So, what is a very simple thing, suppose you are giving the sum of two numbers and difference of two numbers, then what are the two numbers? So, that is straightforward. So, if x plus y is k and x minus y is L, then clearly x is half of k plus L and y is equal to half k minus L. Of course, you can extend it into slightly different kind of problems based on this, advanced things based on this. Suppose if x minus y and x squared minus y squared are given, then you have to find x plus y first, x squared minus y squared by x minus y, then x and y are found by Sankramana. In fact, we will see that later Narayana Pandita will discuss far more things, some more difficult, slightly more difficult problems are given, then he reduces it to Sankramana and then solves it. Okay. So, now generations of various rational squares, etc., various rational triangles, rational figures and all that, you have to generate it. Okay. So, as Professor M.D. Srinivas pointed out, you generate various words, you see, which are valid kind of a thing. So, similarly, you generate various, the same kind of mindset seems to be there, you generate various kinds of figures or this kind of a thing with some stipulation, that all the sides must be rational or all the other segments must be rational and so on and so forth. So, for instance, if you take, suppose he says that you consider two quantities x1 and x2, suppose you are stipulating that x1 squared plus x2 squared minus 1 are squares. So, this must be expressible as some quantity square of that. Okay. So, then one particular kind of solution is x1 is, if you take this, you take any n integer, you take x1 is this, then x2 is this. So, then you get, if you take this sum of the squares and reduce 1, then that will be a square. Okay. So, similarly, if x1 is 1 by 2n plus n and x2 is 1, you will get a square for this, and if x1 is 8 n to the power of 4 plus 1 and 8 n cube, again the sum of the squares minus 1, that will be a square, that will be some different quantity square, you see. I mean that quantity must not involve square roots obviously, you see. So it must be some rational thing and then you square it kind of thing. That is the what is. Then he gives the solution of a quadratic equation. Normal somehow in the even earlier also we had seen that it is expressed as like this, x plus minus a root x is equal to b. You are solving for root x and then squaring it to get x. So then it is stated that root x is equal to, if plus or minus a is there, so this minus or plus will be there, it will come plus this. So minus power plus a by 2 plus square root of b plus a by 2 whole square, whole thing square, that is the solution. So here at least only one root is being talked about, because in many examples the negative root will not make sense. So he is actually talking of one root only. So it is standard thing, that is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. You know the solution, in the modern method, at least the modern way of expressing it. So the same thing. See here, instead of b you have got a and things like that, and here it is the right hand side. So you have to be careful. You will get this as a solution. So then similarly, if you have, he considers, suppose you have x plus c by dx kind of a thing, so then this reduces to this, then proceed as before, you find root x and then x. Okay. So this is a famous example. I will consider many of the famous examples which Bhaskara has which are there in the text, you see, for illustrating various procedures. So Partha Karnavadaya Marganagam Kruddho Rane Sandadhe Tasyardena Nimarya Tat Sharaganam Mulai Chaturbihi Hayan Shalyam Shadbiratheshu Bihi Tribihi Api Chatram Dhvajam Karmukam Chichedasya Shiraha Sharena Katite Yan Arjunaha Sandadhe. The son of Partha, irritated in fight, Kruddho, okay, shot a quiver of arrows to slay Karna, okay. Karna Madhaya, to slay Karna, so shot a quiver of this of arrows, Marganagadam. Tasyardhena Nivarya, with half his arrows he parried those of his antagonists. Tasyardhena Nivarya Tacharaganam, his the Karna of this thing. Then Mulaihi Chaturbir Hayan, with 4 times the square root of the quiverful he killed his horses, Hayan, okay. With 6 arrows he slew Shalya, Shalyam Shadbihi. With 3 he demolished the umbrella, Ratheshu Bihi Tribihi Api, umbrella, standard and bow, okay. Chatram Dvajam Karmukam. Chichedasya Shiraha, then he cut off the head of the remaining this thing, arrow, cut off the head of the foe with the remaining, How many were the arrows which Arjuna let fly? So these, so essentially, Sannapruta, yeah, Partha, Sannapruta, okay. That is the translation, okay. You can make it as Partha, okay. Partha irritated in this thing, yeah. Sometimes Partha is a Sannapruta, kind of a thing. It's in Sanskrit. So what he is saying is half plus 4 root x plus 6 plus 3 plus 1, that is equal to x. So in fact this must be half x, half the arrows, half x plus 4 root x plus 6 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to x. So this is what you get, x minus 8 root x minus 20 is 0. So from the method that he has formula he has given for the solution, root x is equal to 10 is x is 100. Of course root x minus 2 is also a solution. In fact there is a valid solution for this, but in the problem root x has to be negative, because remember that he has taken 4 times the square root of the, with 4 times the square root he killed his arrows, that so the square root x also must be positive. So he is taking the positive root, and the solution is this. Then he talks about the rule of 3, 5, 7, 9 and all that, similar to what his predecessors have done. Well, I forgot to mention that apart from this, Brahmagupta and Mahavira and all, he had there are others also very eminent. Sridhara was there, and then Sripati, who wrote a very famous work called Siddhanta Shekara, which also has a mathematics section. So, some of the results are taken from there also, So, then he discusses the investigation of mixtures. अथ प्राणैः गुणिताः स्वकालाः प्रतीत कालग्न फलोद्धृतास्ते स्वयोग भक्ताश्च विमिष्ट निघ्नाः प्रयुक्त खंडानि पृथक् भवन्ति. So, the arguments taken into their respective times, one divided by the fruit taken into elapsed times, the several quotients divided by their sum and multiplied with the mixed quantity, and the parts as severally lent. So, as usual, I mean, if I write the things in the in the form which is familiar to us, so you will be able to understand. Suppose x, y, z are the portions lent, are the principals lent at the interest rates R1, R2, R3% per month, and suppose the common interest I is equal to common interest in T1, T2, T3 months. Okay. So, x being lent at rate R1 for T1 months, y being lent at rate R2 for T2 months, z being lent at R3 rate R3 for T3 months. So, the common interest is this. So, x into R1 into T1 by 100 etc. is equal to common I, and what is given is x plus y plus z. So, then one can see that x is to y is to z is this thing. So, x itself is given by this is what he is saying 100 into 1 by R1 T1 into the mixed quantity divided by the sum of these. So, that is what he is essentially saying. The several quotients divided by their sum and multiplied by the mixed quantity. So, that is the several. So, he gives an example, the sum of 6 less than 100 nishkas being lent in the proportion at interest of 5, 3 and 4% at equal interest was obtained on 3 being lent in 3 proportions at interest of 5, 3 and 4. Proportions is not known. An equal interest was obtained on 3 portions in 7, 10 and 5 months respectively. Tell mathematician the amount of each portion. Phalam vada khanda sankhya, okay. Khanda, that is the portion, this thing, amount of each portion you have to tell. So, essentially here the rates of interest are given R1, R2, R3, 5, 3 and 4, the number of months is this, the total interest is the same, and R1 T1, R2 T2, R3 T, they are this, and then the amounts are different, the total is given, amount this thing. So, by using his whatever the procedure is given, you just have to, you see, 100 divided by this, then 100 divided by 30, 100 divided by 20, you take this, add all of them, you get this. So, then this is the result you get. So, then whatever the portion 1 lent, so that is the mixed quantity 94 comes here in the numerator, this comes in the denominator, and 100 by 35 comes in that particular pertaining to 1, that is this. So, these are the various quantities which are lent, and the common interest is this. So, similarly, so next other mixture thing he talks about the filling of a cistern from n fountains or n pipes. I discussed that in the context of Ganita Sara Sangraha. So, that also he discusses here, and we do not have to do it here. Then there are other kinds of mixed problems. So, let the relative proportion of type pi in the mixture is beta I, you see. So, suppose there are various n items are there, and then the proportions are given, not proportions but the ratios, the relative proportions are given beta 1 to this thing. So, they are not normalized, the total will not add up to 1. So, what you have to do is the relative fraction of type I in the mixture is you have to divide the particular quantity divided by the whole thing. So, the sum of these fractions will be equal to 1, but we do not need this. See, this will make the method of solution somewhat cumbersome, we do not need that, we can work with this only. So, suppose the total price is given, that is x. So, that is given by the total amount of mixture is A. So, then total price will be this, mixture sum is this, and the amount of item in the mixture is A beta prime I, and xi is the price. So, this is the solution, you have to multiply by this proportional factor corresponding to I, then divided by sum of quotients, then whatever your x you are getting, which is the stated result, and that is the amount of measure of type I, and price also of that you can give. If you go through this, nothing very difficult, only you have to follow this and understand some small simplifications he is making. So, if you tell an example, if you quote an example, it will be clearer to you. Karpurasya varasya nishkayugale naikam palam prapyate vaishyanandanan chandanasya cha palam brahmashta bhagena chet ashtamshena tatagaroho paladalam nishkena me dehitan bhagaihi eka shodasha ashtaka mitair dhupa chikishamyaham. If a pala, some measure, okay, a best camphor may be had for 2 nishkas, there are some units, 1 nishka is supposed to be some 16 dramas. So, and a pala of sandalwood is for 1/8 part of a drama, and half a pala of some aloe wood he calls it, also for 1/8 of a drama. There is the translation nishka, karpura, vara, and half a pala was that also for 1/8 of a drama. Good merchant give the value of 1 nishka, there is 16 dramas, but they must be, what is specified is these must be in the proportion 1, 16 and 8. Okay. So, the proportions of these things in the volume are right, that is given, and then the relative prices are given, and what is the amount you have paid for the total thing that is given, then you have to give the quantities of those things which are actually used to perform the to prepare the perfume. So, he is saying camphor is, suppose you call this 1, 2, 3. So, these are the relative prices, and these are the proportions are 1:16:8, and the prices are 32 and 1 and 1/8 and 1/4. I am sorry, this is not 1 should not be there, it is only 1/8. So, the price of sandalwood is 1/8 only, 1 should not be there, 1/8 and 1/4. So, the total, you see suppose your quantities are so 32 into 1, the amounts of these things, prices are this 32, excess are the prices, and these are the proportions. So, you can keep it like that, you do not have to normalize it or make it convert into fractions. So, this is a total price. So, the total price will be mixed amount, I mean if xi is the thing, and the total price is given to be 16, sorry, this is the quantity, the total quantity is whatever the intermediate quantity which comes, that is 36. So, total price is 16. So, the quotient is x by this thing, whatever is the mixed sum, that is the 16 dramas. So, this divided by this, so we get 4/9. So, amounts of item will be, various proportions are given. So, 4/9 into this whatever is given here, and then you compute these individually. So, the amounts are 1 into 4/9, 16 into 4/9 and 32/9. Okay. So, they are in a proportion 1:16:8, and the prices of course are, you have to multiply by the prices for 1 unit kind of a thing, 1 amount. So, you have to get this. So, just a matter of small details, there is nothing more significant, but it is useful simplification, that is what is important. So, similarly he talks about various trading kind of situations, then mixtures of gold of different quantities, the so called allegation and so on. So, next he comes to the combinations. So, it is a very important topic, but here of course he will not give in detail, one result only basically he is stating. Later on he will take it up in more detail, about the permutations and combinations in the later part of the text, but what he is stating here is, एकाद्येकोन्तराङ्काः व्यस्ता भाज्याः पृथक् स्थितैः परपूर्वेण संगुण्य तत्परस्तेन तेन च एकदीत्रादिभेदाः स्युः इदं साधारणं स्मृतं छन्दश्चित्तुत्तरे छन्दस्य उपयोगोऽस्य तद्विदां मृषावहनभेदादौ खण्डमेरौ च शिल्पके वैद्यके रसभेदीये तन्नोक्तं विस्तुतेर्भयात्. Let the figures of 1 upwards differing by 1 put in the inverse order be divided by the same arithmeticals in direct order, and let the subsequent be multiplied by the preceding and the next following by the foregoing result. The several results are the changes 1s, 2s, 3s, etc. This is termed a general rule, and then he talks of the applications of this chandas and so on. It serves in prosody for those versed therein to find the variations of meter in the arts as in architecture. Then to compute the changes upon apertures of a building, in music the scheme of musical permutations, in medicine the combinations of different savors, and for fear of prolixity this is not fully set forth. I mean, for fear of talking too much about this, So what he is stating is the ekadyekottarankaha, etc. So what he is saying is, take if we give him the number 1, write n by 1. So the next n into n minus 1 by 1 into 2, etc., etc. n into n minus 1 up to, if there are odd terms, you go up to n minus r plus 1. So that is in the numerator. In the denominator 1 into 2 into 3 r. Okay. So what these are the things, So out of n you can take 1 at a time, 2 at a time, and r at a time. These are the quantities, these are the combinations, right, which you have already learnt. So in modern notation it is factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r. So he states this result and immediately gives an example. In fact, 2 examples contained in this verse. एकद्वित्र्यादि मूषावहन मितिमहो ब्रूहि मे भूमि भर्तुः हर्म्ये रम्येष्टमूषे चतुर विचरते श्लक्ष्णशाला विशाले एकद्वित्र्यादि युक्त्य मधुर कटु कषाय आम्ल कक्षा रतिक्तैः एकस्मिन् षड्रसैः स्वर्गणका कतिवदा व्यञ्जने व्यक्तिभेदाः. So in a pleasant, spacious and elegant edifice with 8 doors constructed by a skillful architect as a palace for the lord of the land, tell me the combinations of aperture taken 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is one problem. Then say mathematician, how many are the combinations in one composition with ingredients of 6 different tastes: sweet, pungent, astringent, sour, salt and bitter, taking them by 1s, 2s, 3s, etc. So the first problem is, there is a building with 8 windows. So what are the ways, number of ways of opening one window, then 2 windows, 2 out of the 8, then 3 out of the 8 and so on. So that is one problem. The next is 6 kinds of tastes. So sweet, pungent, astringent, etc., madhura, katu, kashaya, amla, etc. So taking 1, 2, 3, etc. So remember that is one of the very ancient example, right. So this was mentioned earlier, regarding how many tastes are there in books on related to Ayurveda. So then number of ways, if you take the first example, so 1 at a time is 8 by 1, 2 at a time is 8 into 7 by 1 into 2, etc. 3 at a time is this. So this has been done earlier, so I will need not go into the detail, but these are the, simply put it is this, and the total number of variations 2 to the power 8 minus 1, right. So that is the total number of combinations. So adding all of them together, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, etc., 8 at a time for this particular example. Similarly for this taste, so 1 at a time it is 6, 2 at a time is 15, 3 is 20, so like that, total will be 2 to the power of 6 minus 1 to So that is 63. So next, so this is and as I told you, we will discuss about these combinations and all that, and some more advanced results in later in the text. So I will discuss that in my last lecture on Leelavati. So then progressions. So standard results, and we already know how to sum of the first 10 integers, sum of the squares of the first 10 integers, then sum of sums, then sum of cubes and all that, right. So they have been dealt with in great detail, I do not have to repeat them. So then Chandas, example, number of verses with a fixed number of syllables. So this also has been told many times. Padakshara mitagache gunavarga phalam chayed jugune samavrittanam sankhya tadvargo varga vargascha sassa padonam syatam ardha samanancha vishamanam. Okay. The number of syllables in a verse being taken for the period and the increase twofold the produce of multiplication and squaring as above directed will be the number of variations of like verses. Its square and square less their respective roots will be the variations of alternately similar and of dissimilar verses. So in fact, he is actually planning to explain the explain the method for the example which comes in the next verse. So he is saying, tell me directly the number of varieties of like, alternately like and dissimilar verses respectively in their meter named Anushtup. Okay. So there are 4 charanas as already has been this thing. So you write it like this, at 8 syllables each. So each of them can be Lagu Guru, right. So so which the Chandas, of course, it was uniformly liked by everybody. So I am sure you have already noted it and keeping it in the back of your mind. So these 8 syllables, 8 these things. So total of 32 syllables are there. Okay. Suppose all the these things charanas are alike, okay, they are identical, then clearly of course each of them individually, in each of them can be there is 2 factor of 2, right, 2 kinds of things are called Lagu or Guru for each of the syllable. So 2 to the power of 8, but no more counting because all these things are repetitions of the same thing. So 2 to the power of 8 is equal to 256. So then alternately alike charanas, so that is 2 to the power of 16 minus 2 to the power of 8. So this also has been discussed threadbare here. So I will not go into that. So that is the, so what you do is you take 2 charanas, okay. So take 2 charanas and then put the exactly the same thing below. So then first and third will be alike and second and fourth will be alike, okay. So then the number of these things will be 2 to the power of 16, but including the all alike also in this, that also comes, you have to subtract this. So 2 to the power of 16 minus 2 to the power of 8, and the total number of variations is 2 to the power of 32. Obviously if all of them are can be arbitrary, each of them is Lagu or Guru and that is not known which of them. So then 2 to the power of 32 will be there because 32 is the total number of syllables. So then, but these things, these 2 cases, the sum will be 2 to the power of 16. So subtracting the case of all like and alternately alike, number of dissimilar verses is 2 to the power of 32 minus 2 to the power of 16. So here dissimilar only means it excludes all like and alternately alike, and does not mean that all charanas are dissimilar, no. For instance, it includes cases in which first 2 charanas are alike as also last 2 and so on, okay. Only thing is excluding all identical and alternate identical, the rest of the things are. That is how it is posed, okay. So then good old right angle triangle. So he expectedly he begins by considering right triangles. So side, upright and diagonal. He concentrates on rational triangles. So one type is discussed in verse 139. Ishtena bhujosmat jigune jiguneena nignat ishtasya krutyaika viyukta vyaptam kotihi pruthak seshta guna bhujona karno bhavet trashyamidam tu jatyam. A side is put from this multiplied by, that is A, this is arbitrary, from this multiplied by twice some assumed number and divided by 1 less than the square of the assumed number, the upright is obtained. So if this is A, So then you are multiplying by twice some number 2a, so a into 2n, and divide by the square of that number minus 1, n squared minus 1. This being set apart is multiplied by the arbitrary number and the side as put is subtracted. The remainder will be the hypotenuse. So the in fact the hypotenuse will be this. So what he is saying is this you take and then multiplied by arbitrary number and then subtract the side, that is what he is saying. So finally you get this. So a and then this. So this is a right angle triangle. So a is rational and n is an integer. So it is a rational right angle triangle. So the explanation is interesting. So two triangles, the first triangle has side n squared minus 1, 2n and n squared plus 1. Suppose this is a standard thing which you have discussed already, right? Because this is a standard right angle triangle, because this whole square n squared minus square 1 squared plus 2n squared is equal to n squared plus 1 squared. So now from this you have to get this a into this, and then this is the upright, and what is the diagonal. Of course, one way is to just by a proportion you can actually get it, but his explanation is slightly interesting, because it will be useful later on. The upright is the second right angle is this. Now hypotenuse is the first rectangle. You can take it as upright into n minus side. So this into this minus this, you can view it like that. So n squared plus 1. Then the hypotenuse in the second triangle also is constructed like that, upright into n minus side, because they are proportional, So the very way in which you construct the hypotenuse of the first triangle, you construct the hypotenuse of the second triangle also. That is what he is saying, and you get this. So this will be a into n squared plus 1 by n squared minus 1. The references are given here. Okay, I think that we will consider this, discuss more about these rational triangles in the next lecture. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah, that comes in the Persian translation, that there is a famous story, that Bhaskara had a daughter, and her this thing was, this Jatakam was somewhat tricky. So only if she married at a particular instant, some muhurtam, then only she will lead a happy married life and all that. So he had fixed the muhurtam. Of course he is an astrologer also, so calculated all the positions and all that and fixed the muhurtam, okay, and then that time only she should be got married. So all preparations were made and all that. So then so to fix that instant, so he was using a clepsydra, what is called the water clock. So this water is there, and then you have a vessel with one hole, okay. So then this water will go into this, and when the water reaches a certain level, certain amount of time is gone. So he had calculated all that and see, if that immerses, then all these marriage festivals we will start, the marriage ritual will start, kind of a thing. He had done that. So this was, water clock was there. So then apparently his daughter, she had a necklace, and out of curiosity she was seeing, she was bending and seeing, how this water is flowing, okay. I mean anxiety and all the things, excitement and so on. So apparently one pearl broke, and then it went and stuck here. So the water stopped flowing, okay. So Bhaskara saw that even after a long time, this fellow had not sunk. So then he came and saw that, he realized what is the situation. So the time measurement was gone, you see, because because it has been obstructed by that pearl. So he said that now this is a correct moment has gone, and then I don't know what happened, whether the marriage was solemnized and she had some problem, or anyway marital life was good or marital life didn't exist. But then to console her, he says he trained her as a mathematician, and he composed this work in her name, Leelavati. It is only a legend. Some people say that this Leela is also various kinds of this games kind of a thing, amusement. So mathematics texts were done for amusement also, and there are such lots of examples for amusement was combined with good methods. So, it may be a generic name, Leelavati may be a generic name, and which was there at that time, and we may not have seen those books, and this is the one which we have been found. So, it may not have anything to do with
In his verse about this, there's no reference.
no, not in this work. Leelavati is there. That is what I said. In that Persian translation, there is a reference to that. Thank you.